Bet. Stephen A., you're interrupting me. The Houston Rockets have almost kissed their playoff hopes goodbye after a 113-110 loss to the Warriors in H-Town. To make matters worse, Tari Eason of the Rockets, who was sidelined with a season-ending injury, decided to taunt Golden State last night wearing a Warriors Come Out to Play t-shirt while sitting on the bench, something Klay Thompson wasn't a fan of postgame.
That's pretty lame, especially if you're not even playing. Like, it's one thing if you're playing and you're out there competing and you can back it up, but if you're just going to be trolling from the sideline, like, bro, what are we doing? Like, at times we talk mess. At least we're out there competing. I'm not going to, that's all I have to say about that.
It looked like the moment was too big for a lot of players out there. Saw it look like deer in headlights a little bit. Either look soft or scared. One or the other, and that's two bad things for a lot of our guys to have, and didn't rise up to the moment like I thought we would.
Rise up. Here he is. There he is. My guy, Big Perk. Perk, how was Easter? How did everything go with the Easter table, the whole thing?
It was good, Molly. It was good. Easter was good. You know, I thought I was coming on Monday, thought I would get an opportunity to see you represent UConn on Monday, but I got a call, a text that I was cleared from first take, so I'm back in. Because, Stephen A., you can't run. You can run, but you can't hide, because I'm going to find you.
Well, I wasn't waiting. I was saving you to end the week, right? I was saving you for the entree. And by the way, speaking of Molly, she wasn't here Monday, Perk. She was out of the country.
Oh, then she had a birthday on Sunday.
Yeah.
Stephen.
Okay, I understand.
She deserved to
talk about
celebrate
Monday. You know, she
Thank
talk
you.
about connected with her on Monday. I'm telling you, she wasn't here. She wasn't around.
Okay.
She left us. She left all of us.
I just want you to know Perk's here, and he's the enforcer now, so you could just fall back, Stephen A. All right, but you can answer this question. How do you feel about what Ime had to say in that whole situation?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Perk. Go ahead, Perk.
Oh, it's on you.
Oh, yes. I love it. I listen, personally speaking, I believe, my personal opinion is if Ime Udoka was still a coach of the Boston Celtics, they might be champions by now. They might have won it last year. And, you know, the year after losing to Golden State. I just think he's that great of a coach. I believe in the brother, and he has proven it because Houston has shown up and they've returned to relevancy. Now, they faded over the last week or so, and that's unfortunate. But why did they fade? He called it. He called it like a coach is supposed to call it. He said it looked like a deer in headlights out there. Looked like the moment was a bit too big for a few players. Yes, he did say that, and that's exactly how it looked. Give Golden State Warriors all the credit in the world. Klay Thompson shoots 73% last night, finishing with 29 points along with Steph Curry. And Klay was absolutely right is what he's saying. If you ain't even playing, but you trying to taunt the opposition, that's problematic. At least be on the court competing against them if you're going to taunt them. Kind of silly that they did that, showed their level of immaturity as far as I'm concerned when you're a Houston Rocket. But in the end, they're a young, talented team on the come up. I believe in them. I got a lot of faith in them in the future. But I looked at the Golden State Warriors, and nothing surprising happened here. The experienced dudes, the champions that know what it takes to win games that matter, go out there and handle their business. And that's what the Golden State Warriors did.
And that's the thing about the Golden State Warriors. And, you know, we've talked about this a lot, about the whole notion of experience versus youth and all of this. And it's why you can't 100% count out the Warriors or the Lakers. Because they know how to win the big games. People don't realize enough that basketball really ends up being very situational. Not unlike football in a lot of ways. You know, you just don't see it because football, there's so much stopping and each individual play is individual, right? Second down, third down, fourth down. The third down in the fourth quarter, 20-17, the clock stop. What play are they going to do? And it's a lot easier to kind of see that happen. And it happens a lot faster in basketball. And there's many moments in a basketball game. Not to mention sometimes many moments happen within seconds of each other. It's just a faster paced game. And so that's where the experience shines. It's a very specific approach when there's a minute 30 left and you're in the fourth quarter and it's game 6 on the road and you're down by 4. The Golden State Warriors know exactly what they need to do to not only win that game, to come back, but to close it out. These younger teams, they don't even know what to do if they're down by 4, if they're up by 4 in those moments, because they've never been there before. And if they do know what to do, they've never really executed it at that level, with that pressure, in that moment, with that much on the line. Steph, Clay, Draymond, Steve Kerr, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. These guys have been doing this decades. They've just been doing this since the jump. And that's what makes them so amazing. That's why even though they're older, even though they're slower and weaker than they once were, and these young guys can just bounce back minute after minute, game after game, that gives them the edge to a degree. But the mental edge and the experience edge, it's like not even close. And it's how the Golden State Warriors were able to beat the younger, faster, stronger team in the Kings last season in the playoffs. But then they ran out of steam. Not unlike how the Lakers were able to beat up on the Memphis Grizzlies. But then they ran out of steam. You know, they got dominated, swept by the Denver Nuggets, who have this great balance between youth, so they can bounce back, they're young, they're fast, they're strong, but they also now really have the experience. They've won the championships. But they haven't won all those tight games. That's what made the Warriors so fascinating. The Warriors were notorious for being down by 20, for getting slow starts. Right? It was always that third quarter that they came out balling. So they've been, they invented the whole no score is safe. God, I can't tell you how many times I've watched games where they were down by 20, 15, third quarter, fourth quarter, wherever, and then they just erupt. So they were never out of a game. That's not what these other teams have. To a degree, every team kind of has that potential these days, but not like with the Warriors. And not with the deep understanding of, we got Steph, we got Clay, we got Draymond, we got Wiggins, we got Steve Kerr, Kuminga. They've been there at this point. And now even their younger guys, like a Kuminga, they have this playoff experience. They know what it takes. And teams like the Rockets, OKC, Minnesota, the Kings, they don't have that. They've never truly been there. They don't know what it's like to be down by 3 on the road. Game 7. They don't know what to do. And if they do know what to do, they're experiencing it for the first time. And are they going to hit that shot or not? Are they going to actually go for a quick layup instead of trying to heave up that 3 or not? Because there's plenty of times when the three-point shooter, Steph Curry, you think he's going to pull up for a 3, and then he doesn't. And you're like, oh, wow, man, now you're only down by 1. I thought they were going to shoot a 3 here. Because they just know exactly what they're doing. They're playing chess. Everyone else is playing checkers. Not even that. They're playing Monopoly. They're playing pickup sticks. So that's where the Warriors and the Lakers are really in a position to dominate. Mentally. Maybe not physically, but the mental. The Rockets had a chance. And as Udoka said, they were a deer in the headlights. They were not ready. We looked soft or scared. Didn't rise up to the moment like I thought we would. And they were talking that trash. But the moment was too big for a lot of those players. Because they've just never been there before. And having to do it against the players, the only players in the NBA right now, the only dynasty in the Golden State Warriors, you're going to try to do it against them? who have been in every single situation for the last decade. Literally, that's what we're coming up in now. They went on their run starting in 2014, 2015. I mean, they just know what they're doing. And there's a lot of growing pains in the NBA to finally truly become a winner. Even LeBron James lost his first go around with Miami Heat. He still needed to learn how to win, even after all those seasons. It takes time. So it makes sense to me. And that's why you can't ever count out the Warriors or the Lakers as long as they have Steph, LeBron, Clay, Draymond, AD. You just can't count them out. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.